When I say the words fake news, what comes to mind? You might be thinking of a particular person or a specific news site, but whether you're reading an article on social media or listening to biased alterations of the truth, we encounter fake news almost every day. So what's actually happening inside of your brain when you come across fake news? This is what I set out to investigate in my dissertation on the neuroimaging of political cognition. I created a study that uses functional MRI to take pictures of people's brains while they read, judge, and remember political news. This machine allows me to look at brain activity while people are inside of the scanner. They see a tweet, they make a judgment on whether they think it's real or fake, and then we reveal the correct news label, real or fake. They're asked to remember this because in the second half of the experiment, we test their memory. Other studies have found that even when people were told a piece of information was false, they still remembered it as being true later on. Can you believe that? I wondered in my experiment if the news label matched their judgment, how that would affect their memory later on. So if the news label did match their judgment and confirm their beliefs, would they have a stronger memory regardless of whether the news was real or fake? And could we see any differences in where these mental processes were taking place in the brain? The answer is yes. Here is an image from my study showing that there was more brain activity here when the news label matched their judgment compared to when it did not. What this tells us is that when the news label challenged their judgment, it received less attention, which could then affect their memory of the correct news label later on. And psychologists have been studying this biased cognition for many years, but my study is one of the first to look at these neural mechanisms in the context of political fake news. And acceptance of false information skews decision-making and influences political, economic, and social well-being. And my hope is that once we have a better understanding of how the brain processes and remembers fake news, we can find better strategies and tools to tackle the challenges that it brings, so that the next time you're told a piece of information is false, you actually remember it. Thank you.